What is up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to the next episode of the Three Peaks Fitness Podcast. I'm Coach Mark.
I'm Coach Lynette.
And today we're really excited, actually. So we had another topic we were going to talk about, but this one we felt like was extremely important because we are obviously fitness professionals. We're in the fitness industry, and there's a trend happening that we're noticing with a lot of our clients and just the fitness industry as a whole. So this is something we felt like was really important to kind of get the message out there. And we think it's going to resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So one of the things we're noticing in this post-pandemic world is that people just don't have the mental bandwidth that they did pre-pandemic.
No.
Meaning we're noticing that our clients and other people out there trying to pursue fitness, they don't have the resilience that they did.
Mm-hmm.
And when things come up in life, they're giving up more easily.
Yeah.
This is something that is alarming because when life gets stressful, fitness is usually one of the best vehicles to navigate those stressful time periods. But because of all the traumas that we went through with the pandemic, and we recorded a whole podcast on post-pandemic malaise a couple of weeks ago, going more in depth about this, but basically, all the traumas that we endured during the pandemic have us burnt out.
Yeah.
Right. We were sitting inside all day. We weren't outside. We weren't talking to people. We weren't communicating. We felt isolated. Maybe our loved ones were getting sick. Maybe some of our loved ones even passed away. It was a really traumatic experience that very few people have fully recognized and addressed. And we're all, as a society, still trying to honestly navigate. I mean, it's still going on, right? It's not as dangerous as it was, but people are still getting sick.
Yeah.
And so it's not quite over. And a lot of people haven't addressed just how deeply it's impacted them. And we're starting to see that in a world that is open, right? Like everything is open for business. There's no restrictions on anything.
Yeah.
But we are seeing the behavioral differences and the lack of ability to remain resilient and the favoring of giving up instead of trying to, navigate a fitness journey.
Yeah, definitely seeing that. I feel like people their reserves are empty, right?
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's reserves were kind of low before the pandemic. We were all busy. We were on our devices a lot before the pandemic, and then pandemic hit, everything got canceled for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Holidays, trips, everything got canceled. All these things things that we relied on to help fill our tanks got taken away. And then now we're back in. People are trying to go on vacations again, and they're thinking, oh, that's going to refill my tank. I'm going to go on this trip. It's going to be great. And it is great while you're gone. But then when you come home, you're back to your job, back to school, back to all the stresses, and your tank is empty again. The vacation didn't fix it like it used to.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing that in a lot of people trying to start a fitness journey or continue a fitness journey. They just don't have that same amount of push that they used to have. They're just giving up. I'll start, later. They're procrastinating. They're missing workouts. They're kind of not making the choices that they could if they had just a little more in their reserves. So just burned out.
Yeah, and that's why we're seeing